Today we're going to be talking about the NFL. First, we're going to start with the AFC. First thing I'm going to say is that if you're below the Raiders and you're in the AFC, you're not making the playoffs, and you should probably just cancel your whole year. At this point, you're not making the playoffs unless a higher power intervenes, which doesn't exist. So yeah, you're not making the playoffs. Now, in terms of the Texans and the Bengals, they have an outside shot at making it, to be honest, but it's most likely that they're probably not going to make the playoffs. Everybody above the Chiefs, excluding the Pittsburgh Steelers, because they have the weakest division in football, are fighting for 6 playoff spots. But really, it's probably going to come down to the Chargers and the Jaguars for one of the playoff spots, because let's be honest, every team above them, and plus the Chiefs, are probably going to get a spot. Now, in terms of who is getting out of this shit show and into the Super Bowl, it's probably going to be Indy, New England, or Kansas City. With KC, I don't need to explain. New England has Drake May, who's a top 5 quarterback in the league, and will probably carry them to more Super Bowls in the future. And Indy, because they're going fucking crazy right now. Now, let's talk about the NFC. Now, in terms of the NFC, only 3 teams really aren't going to make the playoffs. Arizona, New Orleans, and probably New York, unless they go insane and don't fucking collapse after that fucking horrible game against Denver. Now, in terms of teams who could make the playoffs still, but who the fuck knows, I have Washington all the way up to Chicago, because I think they're in the tier of their own, where I don't think they're top of the top in terms of the NFC, but they still have a chance in the playoffs if things completely fall to shit, so who the fuck knows. Next up, I'm going to talk about the top 7, excluding Philly, because I think they're the best team in the NFL. They just have a fuck ton of issues, so let's talk about the top 6 real quick. So with the top 6, any of these teams can be in any order. Like, legit. I don't know how you're supposed to fucking rank this. Like, I think Tampa is making it to the playoffs regardless because the NFC South is dog shit. But, like, how the fuck are you supposed to calculate this shit? I can see any of these teams being from 1 to 7 any which way possible, depending on how the cookie crumbles. And hell, they might miss the playoffs. Who the hell knows? Now, I have the Eagles in their own tier because they're the most talented team in the NFL, but they have to fix the fucking offense if they're going to go back-to-back. If they figure it out and it's not 2023, they should be good and they should go back-to-back. If not, who the fuck knows? Also, they need to find an upgrade over Towerstein, so who the hell knows? So with that being said,